Hi there BookTube, it's Eleanor here and it's time again to do another wrap up. It's the end of May, so this is going to be my May wrap up. During this wrap up I'm also going to give you a little bit of a update on my Bookopoly project and how I'm doing with that, and also yeah, just fill you in on how things are going with my reading. So first let's look at this month's reading and break it down as always into the type of books that I've read, the star ratings and what those books were. So I read 17 things this month and 8 of those things were YA, 6 of them were comics and graphic novels. There was 2 science fiction and fantasy books and there was 1 non-fiction, so quite a nice variety, but I was definitely leaning towards reading more YA this month. I've just been in that mood and I'm just letting myself mood read and I'm really enjoying that. It's really working for me, so I'm really pleased with that. Out of all the reads that I read this month, I had 1 5-star read, finally. I feel like it's been ages since I've had a decent 5-star. I had 1 5-star, 12 4 stars, 3 3 stars and 1 2 star. I also took part in 3 readathons this month, one of which I ran myself, well not just myself but with the lovely Caitlin from Kitty G, so that counts as one of the ones that I'm running, and I rolled the dice for that to work out how much I was to give myself for running that readathon, and it was £30. So I also managed to complete all of the challenges for the readathon, so I get an extra £5 for that. I also took part in the Chick Lit-a-thon and I managed to complete all the challenges for that as well, and so I get £5 for completing the challenges and £2 for taking part, so 7 for that readathon. I also took part in the Buzzword readathon, which was quite a loosely based readathon in terms of challenges and how many books you had to read, so I am counting that I managed that because I managed 3 books that had girl in the title. So again, that's £5 for completing the challenges and £2 for taking part, so that's £7. So for the readathons alone I made £49 that's going to go in my Bookopoly jar this month. But when I also tot up the money for the other books that I've read, and I'm allowing myself, even though I've completed the YA section of my Monopoly board, I don't want to stop myself from reading something that I'm enjoying, so I give myself a nominal 5p every time I read a YA book. So adding up all of the different amounts this month for that came to £8.17, and so it's a whopping total of £57.17 going in my Bookopoly jar this month to go towards a day out with a show or food or whatever I'm going to be doing with Janet at the end of the year. So yeah, that's going to be going in the jar pretty soon. So let's go through the books. My 2-star read this month was Graveyard Shakes. My 3-star reads were Clueless in Tokyo, Jughead Volume 1 and The Accidental Life of Jessie Jefferson. My 4-star reads were I Will Find You, The Jetsons issues 1 to 6, Wire and Nerve Volume 2, Giant Days Volume 6, Crown of Midnight, Confessions of an Angry Girl, The Incredible Adventures of Cinnamon Girl, Letters to the Lost, Words in Deep Blue, Confessions of an Almost Girlfriend, No More Confessions, and I Knew You Were Trouble. And my 5-star read for this month was The Beast Player, and if you want to know more about that, I actually have just put up in the last couple of days a weekend vlog, a reading bookie weekend vlog, and through that I talk about the book as I'm reading it and give you a complete sort of idea of my thoughts and what the book is about. So go and check out that video, I'll link it up above if you want to find more about that 5-star read. It was really good. So let's move very briefly then on to a bit of a update on Bookopoly. I've made some notes. So I've just checked out my Bookopoly board. YA is all done. I have completed and there are hotels on each of the YA spaces. So as I said before, I'm going to give myself a nominal 5p fee every time I read a YA book. On the SFF squares, that's my next sort of best so far. I've got 4 houses on each, so I've only got 3 books left to read in that genre to get hotels on each, and then I would have completed that. I have the complete sets but no houses or anything on of contemporary fiction and non-fiction, so I'm okay with that. Crime, thriller and literary fiction and short stories, I still have 1 property left to get for each of those before I can even start on houses, so I'm quite behind on those ones. But not as far behind as I am in classics. I have not read one classic this year. That is going to change in June, so keep an eye peeled for my June TBR coming up tomorrow, because that will tell you a bit more about a classic that I hope to read in June to kickstart me into at least trying to get a few of those squares. Also, I have run 2 readathons, which was the Waterworks and the Electricity Company, so I've completed that, and I have also taken part in at least 4, well, more than 4, but at least 4 readathons, and so I now own all of my stations. But I am just continuing with the idea for those, with the stations, that I get £2 for taking part in a readathon and £5 if I complete the challenges, because I think it's great motivation. So I'm really doing well with this. I'm enjoying where I'm at. I have noticed that in terms of splitting it into genre, it's not motivated me necessarily to go into the genres that I don't tend to read. So I think for next year, whatever I decide to do, whatever type of thing me and Janet sort of go along with, if we're going to do Bookopoly or if we're going to tweak it or do something new and fresh, I'm not sure if genre is the way to go for me, because I just want to read what I want to read and when I want to read it. So that's something for me to think about for next year. But other than that, I'm really enjoying it. It has been motivating me. I've gone into book jail a few times. I feel like I've been a little bit lax on myself on some occasions. I've been book shopping and I've been like, well, it's a special occasion, I'm going book shopping. You know, but this is fun, and I am getting books off my shelf, which is good. There are less books coming in than there were for sure last year, and so I am slowly whittling things down, but I'm okay with where I'm at. I'm not feeling anxious about it. I'm certainly not going to be getting rid of books off my shelf that I haven't read, because I think you know, even if I'm not feeling like those books now, I definitely wanted them for a reason, and I can't see myself getting rid of them, so I'm leaving them on there. But I do need to start being a bit stricter on myself in terms of book jail, and so I am. I actually went out shopping recently and I did buy about 6 books. I'm in book jail and I'm going to be reading those, the first books that I read, and I won't be getting any points for that, so I shall be keeping myself to that one. But that's what I read this month. Also, very excitingly this month, I hit 6,000 subscribers, so I'm really, really humbled and pleased, and thank you so much to all of you who do subscribe and comment and chat, and it's really lovely to hear your comments, especially on my recent video I did with Lauren about book clubs. I've had some really amazing comments back, and you're really inspiring me to try and work out how to do a book club. I'm umming and ahhing. I really like the idea of a in real life book club, but I'm just trying to work out logistics and who to try and rope into coming to my book club. So thank you all for the wonderful support and your tips and tricks and ideas about book clubs that you've belonged to or run. It's really great. Even if I don't always comment back, I try and like the comments as I read them, so that you know that I've read them, and I have, and they're all giving me lots of food for thought. So if you're not on Twitter and you haven't seen my Twitter, I'm planning on doing a little Q&A in celebration of reaching 6,000 subscribers. So if you have any burning questions you want to ask me, book related or not, I am an open book. I'm happy to talk about anything, yeah, pretty much anything. And yeah, ask away in the comments down below, or on the Twitter that or the tweet that I sent out a few days ago. And I look forward to speaking to you all soon, and that's it from me. Bye for now, BookTube.